Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and welcome back to another video. And this is a special video, one unlike any other video I have done so far, where I'm going to take you for a quick tour of where I grew up. And this may not mean anything to any of you out there, but it means a lot to me because as a child I loved cars. And as far back as I can remember, cars were my driving passion, pushing me to do things that I didn't believe I could do. Also, there was a long period of my childhood where I believed that no matter what I did, how hard I worked, that I would never be that guy or gal with the Lamborghini or with a car like the Hellcat. I used to wish that I was one of these other kids who were wealthy that I saw growing up in school, who had the big huge houses and whose parents had all the cars and all the cool stuff. And I had a friend named Eric who had everything, had the best 4x4 truck that Nissan made, and I had an old beat up truck, and I remember thinking, boy, I wish I was him. And looking back on that, that was so offensive to my family and to myself to want to be someone other than myself, rather than looking inside of myself and finding the strength and capacity to go out and become that person, actually better than that person, the person that went and earned the things themselves. Now, by no means am I wealthy. I am not Manny Koshman. I am not filthy rich. I don't have a million supercars and a 50,000 square foot house or whatever. I don't have that stuff. I have a beautiful home, an amazing family. And going back to my old neighborhood where I grew up is something that I've always wanted to do if I ever got my Lamborghini. To drive my Lamborghini through that very nice but humble neighborhood and park it in front of the house I grew up in and see what that felt like. And I'm going to take you with me and share this experience. Could be a fun video, could be a boring video, but I'm going to take you along with me because life is so much better now. Life is really good for me. A lot of hard work to get where I'm at, and to have a beautiful family and an amazing home. I think that what I share with you all today could inspire anyone out there who's on the fence about whether or not they too can go out and aspire and achieve their dreams. And maybe this video will help you go ahead and do that. So just to give you a little tour of the home real quick, we're going to come say hi to my slightly hungover wife. Hey honey, say hi.
What?
Say hi. Hi. So this is the master bedroom. This is my daughter's room. My messy office. And this is where I live now. Now, let's jump in the car and go take a look at where I used to live. In comparison, and if that house is for sale today, I will buy that house. I will figure it out. I will buy that house just because of all the great memories that I had there. But I thought, what a cool thing to take the Lambo to my neighborhood where I grew up in and share that experience with you all. So let's jump in the car. But first, we gotta roll that intro.
Like me, I'm really a beast and I'm out in the wild. The girl in my eye and I want it right now. That's a vow and I gotta get it. The victory's mine. You trying to compete is wasted time. Came from the bottom but now I'm in front of the line. In front of the haters, I turn them to motivators. I don't owe them no favors and any beef or get catered. I'm on my way, doing my flex, running it up, getting my checks. I got the power, give me respect. I live this life, then on to the next. Give me respect. I live this life, then on to the next. Give me respect. I live this life, then on to the next. I flex different than them boys that ain't been grinding strong. You can start a win.
Look at it, sit in it, do that.
I've never seen one up close.
Oh,
man.
jump in this thing, dude.
How fast have you had it?
Maybe 140.
210.
And it scared the living out of me, you know. So it's a
Nice.
It's a crazy car, man. So coming to the gas station is always fun. People love this car, want to come check it out, and it's really fun when they come check it out. While I'm scared to death thinking it just broke because I couldn't get the gas pump, the whatever gas cap open with the button inside the car. because I just learned something that apparently with the key on, it won't open. I'm thinking it's stuck, and I'm out of gas. I mean, I could maybe make it another 5 miles, and I wanted to be cool, let that guy sit in it and get some cool video, and I was terrified. Holy these gas prices are stupid. Alright, so we are on our way to go see my childhood home, the neighborhood I grew up in. And while this may not be interesting to any of you, to go there myself in my Lamborghini is something I dreamt of as a child, when I would see these cars driving around and think, man, I wish my life would be like that. I would love to have one of those cars. And it was never something like, oh, one day I'll get one of those cars. That was so far out of my reach, it wasn't even something I could comprehend. And then somehow, right now, I'm sitting in a Lamborghini, and I have a Hellcat in my driveway, and a bunch of other cool stuff, and an amazing family, a great home. If this video comes off even slightly like a look what I got, look at me type flex, I'm gonna delete the video after it's up, because that's not my objective. My objective, because my channel name is OC Motivator, is to motivate anyone else out there who maybe came from modest means, didn't have a lot growing up, didn't have all the cards dealt to them like some of their friends had dealt to them that made life maybe a little bit easier, and you had to push a little harder. Maybe you're in a position right now where you're thinking, yeah, I can't have that. And like me, when I was a kid, thinking, oh, I'll never have that. It's just something I'm going to dream about. I'll keep this poster forever on my wall with pictures of Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and just that, forget about that dream. Now I have one. So going back to the neighborhood, going back to the house I grew up in, knowing that that house today is probably worth about as much as my cars, is incredibly humbling and hopefully inspiring to some of you. And I'm just gonna take you with me, get out of the car and stand there for a minute and just experience something I dreamt of all the way back when I was a child, that I never thought would ever happen. That I would have a Lamborghini in front of that house. Because still in my head, I remember being 12, 13, 14, dreaming about cars. Now, I've got a Lamborghini. It's not even the Lamborghini I want to have, which we will have that car at some point. And I've got a Hellcat. And I've got an amazing family house. So things are good. This is not about I got. It's more about where are you right now? And man, if I could get where I'm at today, which is not super wealthy, but damn it, I got the cars that I've dreamt of, then anybody can do it. I'm certainly not smarter than most people. I'm not taller than most people. I'm not better looking than most people. Hell, if anything, I've got more going against me than going for me, and I'm driving to my childhood home in a Lamborghini. I haven't gone back to this house in a long time, and I'll tell you why. I haven't driven by there probably since about 2013. And the reason why is I tragically and suddenly lost my younger sister in 2013. And it was something completely unexpected, never imagined it, loved her a lot. I was big brother, my job was to protect her, and I failed in that job. And I carry that with me. So driving back to this house is a little emotional for a multitude of reasons. One, obviously, I've got a Lamborghini, but more so that this is the house I spent my whole childhood in with my little sister, and she's no longer with us. So this video is dedicated to her. Her big brother is doing pretty good, and yeah, I could lose it all tomorrow, but I know this much, I can get it all back just as fast, so I don't worry about it. What I can't get back is her. So hopefully this video inspires the rest of you. What's important is your family. What's important is your health. And you know what else is important? Getting the friggin' car you always wanted when you were a kid. And I did it. So let's go to my childhood neighborhood. We'll be there in just a minute.
On my way, doing my flex, running it up, getting my checks. I got the power, give me respect. I live this life, then on to the next. Give me respect. I live this life, then on to the next. Give me respect. I live this life, then on to the next.
Here we are. Right there. All right, so we are here. The house behind me is the house I grew up in. That front bedroom was my bedroom, which it looked and felt so much bigger when I was a kid. And the house was a little different. We had ivy in the front, and the side had a fort that I had built, and the driveway was the same. We had grass. It was a beautiful home back in the day, and the neighborhood was really nice, and it's still pretty nice. It's definitely changed from when I was a kid, but I remember playing on this street. I remember jumping my bikes on that curb when I was a kid. The curb right next to my Lamborghini, which is just freaking weird. But I remember sitting right there. I would sit on this curb and play with my remote control cars, my Hot Wheels. As I was growing up, of course, it changed and it grew all the way to big wheels. And then when I finally got my first car that parked right there, my Toyota 4x4, and then the car addiction continued, and I just kept getting new cars every chance I could, and I worked very hard to continue to do that. And now I think I've passed almost 40 cars, but it all started in that driveway. It all started in that front lawn when my dad brought home my 1980 Toyota 4x4 with rust and bald tires, and it needed a lot of work, and I was 15 and a half. It took 6 months to fix that thing up before I got my driver's license. By the time I got my license, the truck was amazing. It was awesome. Lots of lawns mowed, lots of cars washed, and lots of cars waxed to earn money to fix that truck up before I got my driver's license. But nonetheless, I would sit right here and play with my cars. And sitting here now at 50 years old and seeing that my car is real, it's a little emotional, folks. When you start thinking humble beginnings, we thought we were rich. We thought we were well off growing up because my parents never let us know how tough things ever were. But my dad had a old Ford Courier when I was growing up, and he was a plumber, and I'd take the tools out of his truck and bring them in the house at the end of every single day. And I knew how hard he worked. If I shut my eyes, I can literally hear all my friends up and down the street, all the noise, all the chaos that took place, because there were so many kids in this neighborhood when I was growing up. And it's surreal. It's surreal just to sit here and just close my eyes and think back to when I was sitting on this curb, changing the batteries in my remote control cars. Now I just got through putting gas in a Lamborghini, so I got a long ways still to go, and hopefully I've got a long time left on this planet to do it. But I'll tell you right now, couldn't ask for anything more. Wasn't the best looking kid in high school, but I've got the best looking wife probably out of anyone I know. Maybe, no, I don't think that's even subjective. I think it's like actually true. If you've seen her, you probably agree. Got an amazing daughter, got an amazing career. Life is good. But I'll tell you, lots of tough times, lots of challenges along the way, lots of obstacles to overcome, lots of tragedy as well. Someday I'll do another video on some of the tragedy, but I don't want to make this depressing enough to share the story about my sister. I can hear her playing in the front yard with her friends, playing catch, her watching me mow the lawn because that was my job. Time just keeps on passing. So thanks for coming with me on this journey to my childhood home. If this thing ever goes for sale, I'm buying it. I don't care how much it is. I don't know what I'll do with it, but too many great memories. Now, we're going to cruise around a little bit. I don't think there's anybody here that I know or would know me from back in those days. Everybody's pretty much moved on with their lives, and we've all gone different directions. But I'm very content with the direction that I've come. I hope this video inspires at least one of you to just push really hard in your life to achieve the things that you dreamt of when you were a kid. I've done that so far. I have dreams continuously about getting more and cooler cars. Cars were my thing. Your thing may be something else. Mine was cars. So this being an achievement that really marks some times in my childhood where I remember my pickup truck sitting right here, and we were installing a stereo because we were going to go out on a Friday night, and all the kids were here, and smoke was coming from my dash, and it's just crazy, all the memories. I can go on and on forever. But hopefully this inspired some of you out there. Thanks for coming with me. This is pretty cool. I'm going to hang out here for a little while. And soak it in. Thanks, everybody. Stay positive. Stay motivated. I love you all. I'll talk to you in the next video. Please like. Please subscribe. Jeez, I'm all emotional. Bye, everybody.